Fellas, what's good? We're back, and I'm not gonna lie, not backing better, but we're backing good at least. Arm's still healing up; it's not fully healed. I'm starting to get a little bit more strength in here. You know what I mean? But ever since the dog bite, just so it hasn't even been a week. But honestly, I'm seeing great progress on the healing. So, I'm today hitting a chest day, gonna be trying to bench, do a little bit more things. I just kind of been staying away from it because I don't want to keep reopening the cut or anything like that. But, I'm getting a little impatient, guys, I will say. But, either way, I think like the part where we are now, it won't be no setbacks, or anything. Like, it's getting basically healed. It needs probably another day or two, and it'll be like completely, fully at least, sealed, not like an open wound still, because it's still a little open wound, but hey, you know what, you're rolling with the punches. Either way, fellas, I've been feeling good, feeling great, in that sense, I just been doing whatever I can in this gym. We had a nice little Monday vid, as you guys seen, in the last vid, but, regardless, leg day was a success, really, my forearm doesn't really do much on leg day, so, hey, if we got to go be a quad god, hey, that'll be my next step. But for now, we're trying to figure out this arm. Hopefully we ain't got to go down that road. But either way, fellas, let's go get this lift. Good chest and biceps today. I'll catch you guys on the flip.
Alrighty, fellas, so we got coming in here a nice little 225 bench press. We did do this for 3 sets. Actually, with the arm, this did feel all right. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm missing a little bit of my power still, but especially like this is the day after. I will say every day it feels like I'm getting my strength back as the wound heals, so that's good. I didn't really feel any muscle damage, so hopefully we can roll right back into things pretty smoothly once we're all healed up. But like I said, we're being precautious, at least for now, but this was like my first day really testing it, so, I felt a little good, but, I did do, 7 reps for the first one. Right here, I ended up doing 6, just because I was a little scared to push through, with the muscle, and, it being an open wound cell. I'm like, I thought about the 7th one, but I'm like, I'm really gonna have to squeak this one out, but, then we roll over here, and, I actually did squeak out 7 here, so, hey, listen, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. Sorry, my girlfriend been saying that. I don't even really know what it means. I'm on unk status low-key at this point, guys. Like, 22 years old, 23 in February, like, it's getting serious, I don't get the memos anymore. But either way, I just had to make that joke. I didn't even realize it. It just clicked in my head. Either way, sorry, back to the workout. 3 sets here, 10 reps for the incline press. I did keep a lot of things to the machines just to be safe, like I did Monday, but I did roll into here a little bit later, into the dumbbells, but like we'll get into that later. For now, right here we got our 3 sets of 10 with the bicep pull down. Nice little stretch. I won't lie, when I did pull the cable down, I couldn't just reach up and grab it because I felt a real good pull on my arm. So I already had to come down, almost bracing in a sense. So right there, I had to stop it real quick because I was gonna stretch my arm out too far. But that's also I felt like I wasn't getting a full range of motion in a sense. But something is better than nothing, especially right now. Then we come over here, we got our flies for 3 sets of 10. A little 10-second hold here at the end. But, one thing, too, I was really having trouble engaging my chest throughout the whole workout, too, and I think that was because, I was really just focusing on not, going after my forearm, and trying to, make sure that was safe. But, towards the end, I kind of toned my workout back a little bit, and was really starting to focus on my chest a little bit more, especially after I felt a little bit more confident in my arm. But then we come over here, like I said, free weights, hammer curls, 3 sets, 10 and 10 each arm. Or 20 in total, however you want to count it. But regardless, I was playing a little pity-patty with this. I had to grip them and kind of bend my wrist a little bit forward to not engage my forearm as much because I was feeling a stretch on it. But I did get a good bicep rip on that, or pump. But anyways, here we are with the decline chest press here, 3 sets of 12. I stopped at 10 because I was like, you know what? We're going to push 12, just because. Right here. As you can see, I was not done. But in my mind, for some reason, I ended at 10. But regardless, let me come over here, too. We got the in-tight chest press, 3 sets of 10. By the way, too, I supersetted everything in 2s except for the bench press. So, once again, really emphasizing the intensity of these workouts. Especially, on the bulk, because I want to, maximize that lactic acid building up in that muscle.
We're back to the old tripod. Forgot my tripod, but you want to know what? We got a good lift in. Try to take it careful with the biceps, but, we still got some work in. May have been running a fine line, but hey, who cares? Freaking, I'm chasing these gains. We'll build back that muscle a little bit stronger, I think. Wow, we actually can pull that off today. Hold on. There we go. Woo! Alrighty, fellas. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Fellas, so we got home here, winding down a little bit. Mom got a little bit of pork chops in the crock pot, so we gonna be eating that, eating good. That's all I can say. Home cooked meal, nothing better than that. And if it's home cooked meal, it's justified. It doesn't matter. Unless you're on the cut. But regardless, fellas, I'm back. I'm home here. Get a nice little reflection here. Either way, though, we are all done for our lift. Still, still just waiting for it to heal a little bit more. I'm not going to lie. Today, the strength was coming back. It's not fully there. I'm definitely feeling a lot more confident. I guess maybe a little hesitant with, the strength in the sense, it's not fully healed yet. It's just healing, But also, too, I'm being precautious. So, I don't know, maybe a little worrisome, just because the cut is still open a little bit. So, I really don't want to risk anything, might as well be safe than sorry, especially in this case, but when it comes to the gym, sometimes we try and push that boundary and walk that fine line, you know what I mean? But, hey, either way, we're getting great every day. It felt good to get under that bench again. I felt like, I definitely got it in me still, to hit that 225 for 7. That one I did hit 6, but whatever. It was just one of those things of, do I want to risk it for just one more rep? You know what I mean? And I just, once this gets all healed up, man, I just want to put 225 up for 10 reps every time. But either way, fellas, we'll keep that little goal in mind, I guess. I'm not going to lie. I got to work on getting that chest engaged a little bit more. I've been struggling with that. I kind of caught that throughout my workout. So, I was refocusing on that towards the end of my workout for real. But going forward, I definitely got to focus a little bit more on the connection with my chest and getting that engaged. But, regardless, fellas, I hope you all enjoyed. I'm just healing up in this process. You know what I mean? Rock with me, ride with me. Either way, fellas, If you made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate it. And, as always, stay hustling, stay grinding, stay focused. Peace out. See you guys in the next one.